beginning with MP Rood. You have 6 minutes.
Thank you very much, and thank you to the witnesses for those very touching testimonies in your opening remarks. It's been 67 years of communist rule and Cuba is in the midst of its worst humanitarian crisis since the special period. Why do you believe the government's centralized economic mismanagement, not external factors, is the primary driver of the shortages of food, medicine, electricity, and clean water that ordinary Cubans aren't suffering today? And I know you touched a little bit on it in your opening statement, so go ahead.
Thank you for your question. I would like to start by saying that the current regime utilizes hunger as a control tool. And therefore, as I was saying, they were able to invest in over 400 luxury hotels in Cuba. There are around 400, some of them 4-star, 5-star hotels. And while they keep building those hotels and while the supply chain miraculously is not affected to keep those hotels stocked, then the Cuban population lack the basics. However, I would like to highlight that this did not start on January. We have been for decades suffering from hunger. It is estimated that 89% of the population lives on extreme poverty. You see, we have what we call in Canada convenience stores, like bodegas. Each town might have one. Those shelves have been empty since I can remember. We do have pharmacies. We do have clinics, and due to the, the immigration crisis, not only we are lacking medicine, we are also lacking the specialists, because Cuba exports specialists on the health sector, and what they are doing actually is contributing to modern slavery, because while those countries pay the government a salary for the specialists, the government retains their passports, retain their salaries, and only pay a percentage of what the actually salaries are. And that salary gets retained in Havana. It's not provided the whole of it to the health personnel in those missions. So basically, it is their way to keep control of the population. It is because, imagine, even here in Canada, over 60% of the population will be interested in political affairs. In Cuba, people are interested to know what is going to be the next meal. Mothers do not have time to invest themselves into politics. And you know, those mothers that are brave, that right now are behind bars, at one point we had over 97 women behind bars for expressing themselves, for taking to the street pacifically. They are occupied with trying to find out where they can find another glass of milk for their children. So I do know that the reality is so dark that it's hard to put into words what our Cuban people are going through. However, I'm doing my best to depict the reality on the island.
Thank you for that.